INEC deceived Nigerians. President Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, they are the greatest con men that came out of Africa. The whole concept of redesigning Naira was a deception because monies were given to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC shared new notes across the country on election day, while PDP was starved of funds. So the issue of going to court, accusing Emefiele, was all part of this scam, was all part of the drama, was all part of deception, a grand style of deception against Nigerians.
PDP and Labour Party presidential candidates Peter Obi and Atiku are not in any way showing any sign of giving up right now. Man, these guys are actually on it as they're following the case step by step. Let's quickly see something going on right now on social media as Igbo elders pledge their support for President-elect Bola Tinubu, and these are stirred so many reactions on social media. You need to see how people, netizens, you need to hear or see what they are saying on net. Man, they are really bitter about this, seeing the Igbo's elders pledging their support for President-elect Bola Tinubu. Man, oh, so many reactions though, but it's actually not funny, honestly. So I'll be revealing the comments for you to go through them step by step, and you can also pause while you read. In an unjust society, silence is a crime. Tinubu's purported victory is temporal and evaporative. Senator Dino Melaye. Senator Dino Melaye has come out again, to speak his mind. And I believe you guys will find this so reasonable, and I would like you guys to listen to what Dino Melaye has to say concerning the whole rigging of the election and so on. This is actually, getting interesting.
Our country is bleeding. The soul and spirit of our nation is crying for justice, crying for righteousness, and crying for vengeance. Mahmoud Yakubu, Professor, stabbed the very soul of Nigeria when he graduated from having inconclusive election in his first term. He has graduated to overvoting in his second term in office. In the first term, the PDP and opposition parties were disenfranchised and disillusioned by the concept of inconclusive elections. The new strategy adopted by Mahmoud Yakubu now is overvoting. 90% of the states' result that was presented announced overvoting. Strongholds of the PDP, they declared overvoting and cancelled results in those areas. I've done a computation of all the overvotings recorded, amounted to over 2 million votes. But because they do not want the margin of cancelled votes to be more than the margin of winning, they reduced it to 900 and something. But it is a fallacious lie. It is a malicious lie. It will not stand. I want to announce to Bola Ahmed Tinubu that your victory is temporal and evaporative. I repeat again, your victory is temporal and evaporative. We will upturn that stolen mandate. And the battle to salvage Nigeria from these economic cankerworms and financial scavengers, from these demons in power, for us is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. We will do everything within legal means. We will do everything assisted by God Almighty to make sure that the mandate of the people, freely given to Atiku Abubakar, is retrieved. We spent over 400 billion naira just for a caricature show. INEC deceived Nigerians. President Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, they are the greatest con men that came out of Africa. The whole concept of redesigning Naira was a deception because monies were given to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC shared new notes across the country on election day, while PDP was starved of funds. So the issue of going to court, accusing Emefiele, was all part of the scam, was all part of the drama, was all part of deception, a grand style of deception against Nigerians. But I want to warn that this is not the end. This is not the end. Justice at the end of the day shall prevail, because weeping may tarry for until night, but joy cometh in the morning. The Holy Book said, shall we continue in sin and ask grace to abound? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. I call on all PDP supporters all over the country and all lovers of democracy not to allow this to stand. In an unjust society, silence is a crime. I remain Dino Melaye. God bless.
Dino Melaye and some few individuals are doing their best to make sure they fight Tinubu till the very end. But will this be possible? This is my question. Will this actually be possible? Well, I don't really know, because honestly, we all know that the election was done unfairly. So there is no much to talk about. In this case, all we have to do is just sit, fold our hands, and watch what they are up to.
Madam, how did you do this collation? With who did you do this collation? Only a PC agent with her. Madam, how did you do this?
Supposed to be a student found this EC84 in the book. Yes, you can see. Imagine election.
Open the other one.
Okay, imagine something is going on and this form is in the bush. So which one are they submitting? This was the one that everybody saw. Everybody saw as their result in the polling unit. But at the end of the day, it's being thrown away. So this is what we are fighting for.
Peter Obi and Labour Party have taken legal steps to challenge the presidential election. They have filed a motion seeking permission to inspect materials and also obtain certified copies of documents in the custody of INEC. This is interesting day ahead. Peter Obi should push on because he might actually get justice. Peter Obi and Labour Party filed motion seeking permission to inspect materials. Though this action needs to be taken, and Peter Obi is doing exactly that. And we all know Peter Obi is actually doing his best to make sure it gets to the end of it. According to a document shared by lawyer Enibehi Efyong, the motion was filed on Thursday, March 2, before the Presidential Election Petition Court, Abuja. Recall that in his World Press Conference on Thursday, March 2, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, said he and his running mate Dati Baba Ahmed won the February 25, 2023 general election and will be heading to the court to retrieve their mandate. Will this be possible? Will the court really grant them this successfully? Well, we just have to watch and see how it ends. Supreme Court nullifies Naira swap policy, says old Naira note valid till December 31st. The Supreme Court has ruled that the old 200, 500 and 1000 notes remain valid and should be in circulation until December 31st, 2023. In a ruling delivered today, March 3, the Apex Court also nullified the federal government's Naira redesign policy, declaring it as an affront to the 1999 Constitution. Justice Emmanuel Ajim, who read the lead judgment, held that the preliminary object by the defendant, the Attorney General of the Federation, Bayelsa and Edo State, are dismissed as the court has the jurisdiction to entertain the suit. Citing Section 23 of the Constitution, the court held that the dispute between the Federation and state must involve law or fact. The Apex Court further held that President Buhari in his broadcast admitted that the policy is flawed with a lot of challenges. The court also held that the policy has led to some people engaging in trade by barter in this modern age in a bid to survive. The court added that the president's disobedience of the February 8th order is a sign of dictatorship. 16 states of the Federation instituted the suit to challenge the legality or otherwise of the introduction of the policy.